made it this far, so I'll talk a little bit. Number one, the ride or hi-hat pretty much cuts through the entire band, cuts to the audience. The hi-hat is the highest frequency, maybe the ride as well. So if you're going to do a fill, you kind of want to mimic the feel you're giving with the ride or hi-hat as a starting point. Because obviously rhythms cut more than volume. So if you're playing a pretty solid rhythm on the hi-hat or ride, you're going to want to mimic that. Try mimicking it on the toms and snare drum, kick drum, whatever. Number two, add some kick drum. This helps establish a groove in your fills. If you continue using kick drum outside of the drum beat, the fill kind of has a bit of a groove to it. And the kick drum just has that punch that the toms and snare don't give. So the audience or listener will just automatically assume the fill is a beat, and you want them to, kind of do that. Keep the backbeat present. Number three. That's also something the audience, you're tying to the musicians in the audience. And if you're doing a fill, let's say you keep 2 and 4 during the fill, it could be on the snare drum, it can be on whatever kick and crash. It as long as you keep a backbeat present, that's also a good on the fly fill. I'm like 5, 6 of these deep. I don't drink that much. Number 4, play with dynamics. That's just something I threw in that I thought that it's something to add to just any fill, Dynamics being crescendos, even decrescendos. It also kind of follows with the groove of the hi-hat or ride. If you're a little bit more dynamic with the hi-hat or ride, you might as well be dynamic in your fills. I'm a big proponent of if your ride or hi-hat grooves, whatever you do to the hi-hat or ride, dynamically it'll translate very well with toms and snare and kick. For fills on the fly, you don't want to separate too much because you're going right back to the beat, right? So you don't want to blah, blah, blah. Number 5, keep time with the left foot. This is some 4-way coordination almost. Depends. It could be 3-way coordination, whatever you use. This just kind of limits you a little bit because if you keep time with your left foot, the hi-hat still makes a sound. And let's say you're playing eighth notes with your hands and you play eighth notes with your left foot during the fill. It's kind of a continuation of the groove on top of whatever you do with your hands. So it's just 4-way coordination. The left foot is just something very beneficial, in my opinion, because fills are meant to stick out, but they should also complement, if not be a continuation of the groove you're doing. And number 6, have fun and trust your instincts. This is a bonus. Yeah, if you're in a practice, rehearsal, jam, it's fuck, just fucking go all out. And if they all look at you funny, tell them to fuck off. That's your time to fucking experiment. They should be experimenting too. Fuck them.